Hey, everybody, this is Captain Yeet here with you for another Blue Exorcist Illuminati Saga Season 3, Episode 5 review. This episode is titled Destiny, and the episode starts off with a little dream sequence of Izumo because he got knocked out last episode. So, in the dream sequence, Izumo is seeing her mom in the distance, and her mom is asking her for help. Izumo doesn't want to help her mom. She says that everything that's happening to her today is her fault, and she hates her for it. And while she's yelling at her, we get to see Izumo's little sister, and she's asking Izumo, "Hey, what's the matter?" She goes, "Nothing the matter. You are the most wonderful thing in my life." And then we cut to her waking up, and then we get the opening. Now we do get to see her little sister and her mom in this dream sequence, but they're like in the dream sequence, everything is like in a purple mist, and Izumo and her mom and her sister are like glowing white. So I know if I turn my camera around to show it, it's gonna be so bright you're not gonna be able to see it. We do see her mom and sister later on in a few episodes in this one, so I'll show it then. But yeah, in this specific sequence, it's not gonna be able to be shown, so that's why I'm not showing it right now. Anyway, after the opening, we cut over to Shima, and he wakes up in the Illuminati headquarters, and that lady from last episode is calling him a weakling. She goes, "Well, I know you can control a pretty good level demon, but besides from that, and from besides from you being a spy in the Order, you're really useless to us. So you need to train a bit more." Always Shima's like, "Wow, that's kind of harsh." They are notified that Izumo just woke up, so she's gonna go ask her some questions. But Shima goes, "Wait a second, let me talk to her. You're just a stranger. I've known her for the past 6 months. So she's gonna talk a lot more to me than she's gonna talk to you." Obviously, she doesn't really want to, but telling him, "Hey, we're gonna be watching you." That's fine. And so we cut to the next scene. The very next scene is, if I'm not mistaken, yep, Ren and Yukio, they're preparing for the trip because Mephisto told them last episode that him and other ex-wires have to go save Izumo. So while they're packing up, Kuro is wondering where they're going, and they tell Kuro to hold down the fort because we're gonna be gone for about a week, maybe even more. Who knows how long the trip is going to take to rescue Izumo? He wants to come along, so he's coming along. And I kind of forgot about this, but I'm guessing Yukio can't hear Kuro or understand him because he starts to talk to Ren as a game. He's like, "Hey, where you going?" And Ren starts to respond, and Yukio's packing. He goes, "Huh? Who you talking to?" Oh, I'm like, "Oh, okay." I kind of forgot he can't talk to Kuro or he can't hear him, so Ren has to translate. I kind of forgot about that. Anyway, we got over to Bond. He's calling his mom. I don't think he told her like everything that's going on with Seema, but at least like the basics with the Illuminati coming to attack, so he has to go save his classmate. I don't think he told about Seema, but he is looking very distraught, obviously, because Seema, well, I mean, not by blood, but he's basically his brother. I mean, they grew up with each other since they were little kids. That's his family. His family, and now he's a part of the Illuminati. He's feeling really, really sad about it. Then we cut over toward the train station, and everybody's there, gonna go off to go get Shima and Izumo back. And they're saying bye to Paku. That's her name. For the past few episodes, I kept wondering, like, what is that girl's name again? That's friends with Izumo. That was inside their class in season one, but halfway through it, she was like, "I can't do this anymore." Like, fighting demons is y'all thing. I just can't do this. I'm going to regular classes. Like, I can't do this anymore. I kept forgetting her name, but her name is Paku, and that was them waving her goodbye, saying, "We're gonna go save Izumo." Paku does tell Simi to come talk to her. She gives Simi her phone number and also whispers something to her. We don't get to hear what it is just yet, but that gets Simi like really like happy, and goes, "Don't you worry, we're gonna get Izumo back." So he cut to them on the train. When they get on the train, they're just going over the game plan. Like, what exactly are we gonna do? So we find out that Izumo is in, well, it's this place where it has the Nari Shrine. It's actually, I can just pause it so I can get the actual name. Okay, I'm back. They're going to Shimane, and that is where Inari's shrine is. They're going to Shimane, and Inari's shrine is there. That's where they're holding Izumo. The reason that Takara knows this is because that little fox doll that he gave Izumo last episode before they captured her, he still has that on her. And he can track anything that belongs to him, so he's tracking that right now. Yukio says, okay, he knows what that is, obviously, but in order to get there, they're going to need to take a plane. And Ren, he's a little bit nervous because, well, he never flown on a plane before, so he's really nervous. We even jump cut to them on the plane, and Ren is like holding on to Yukio, screaming like, "Yukio, Yukio, we're in the air!" Yukio, he's been in the order for way longer than Ren, so he's been on a few planes before, so he's just chilling. Ren is spazzing. And as you saw, Sammy, she has a few like sandwiches for everybody to eat while they're on the plane. But they're not regular sandwiches. They're regular sandwiches. So after they get up in the air for a little bit, they start to talk about the Illuminati and exactly what they are. And at first I was like, is this like a private plane or a private jet or something? I don't think it is. They're just talking about the Illuminati, all this stuff, just out in the open. I mean, maybe they're keeping their voices down, but they're just talking about it out in the open. And they're like in like the middle of the plane, not like they're in the back to where they can. I don't know. They just talking about this out in the open. It's kind of crazy. But Kono he doesn't really know who the Illuminati are. He's heard of them every now and again, but he just thought it was like folk tales. And Yukio goes into detail. So the order, they try to look into different conspiracy groups or terrorist organizations, and they did hear the Illuminati about 200 years ago. Like it's actually been a thing since 200 years ago, but when it was founded, a little while after that, there was rumors that it got disbanded, and it was never like found again. Nobody ever like saw anything about them. They never did anything big. Every time they found like a new organization and they like stomped it out, the name Illuminati kept popping up in multiple places around the world. So eventually they're like, it has to still be around here. And they never knew it was gonna be this big. Like, but they were probably thinking, yeah, maybe it's still around a little bit, but maybe it's like a small organization. No, this thing is huge. A lot of people, and it has the struggle. No, no, yeah, yeah. Mephisto said like the strongest, the strongest demon in Gehenna is the leader. Like they did not expect that to be the case at all. They did not expect that at all. Oh, and Yukio also mentions that the Gogori they got injured last night during the whole seraphim business. Because remember those seraphim came out to be like microphones. I mean, not microphones to be speakers for Lucifer. So while he was talking, the seraphim were like booming his voice, and after he left it blew up and like it caused a lot of damage. And there was some seraphim in the chamber room with the Gagori, and they got hurt. I thought they were like the top of the top. I mean, even still, I mean those were huge. Yeah, they probably didn't expect them to blow up anyway. So yeah, maybe they're not like he doesn't say like they're almost dead or anything like that injured, but he did mention that yeah they did get hurt last night in that big explosion. And Yukio, after he's done talking about the Illuminati, he says that, well, that's everything I can really say. Remember, he signed that contract in episode two, if I'm not mistaken. It's either two or three, but I'm pretty sure it's episode two. But he signed that contract. And any information that he tells anybody else that wasn't in that room, he said that demon's going to come out and try to kill him. Like I was saying in that episode, I don't know how strong that demon is, so he could just kill it with the help of everybody else. And if they do kill it, would they be notified? Like as soon as they kill it, will Angel instantly know? Like, hey, that the thing died. I mean, somebody told somebody. I don't know if they're gonna get notified or not, but still, he doesn't want that to happen. So he's like, I can't say anything else. If I do, that thing's gonna come out. Konochromo starts to think to himself and say out loud that, this is crazy. The Illuminati is like a terrorist organization. So why would Shima be a part of a terrorist organization? I know him since we were kids. He's like a brother to me. And I thought I knew him. It felt like I don't even know him at all. This is ridiculous. But he also starts to think to himself, I've seen that smile, that same smile 1,000 times. And I know that's not the smile of a terrorist. And Semi agreed to him, like, yes, there's no way he's a terrorist. Something else has to be going on here. And then everybody starts to eat Semi's food, and nobody likes it. Well, nobody but Bond. Everybody else is throwing it up, foaming at the mouth, but Bond is the only one that's actually eating it. And we do get like a zoomed in close up shot of her sandwich, and it's basically just like grass and leaves. I guess it's like like a vegan, a vegan burger, but nobody likes that. Nobody likes it at all. So after that, we cut to them landing on the plane, and uh, I'll keep it off for now. I gotta tell something else in a second. They land on a plane and they find out that there's no taxis, so they have to walk to the nearest town where Shrine Inari is. So while they're walking, Yukio sees like a random like person that lives here off to the distance, so he walks off to ask them for directions. While this is happening, Brandon can notice that Bond he looks really down in the dumps, so he kicks him in the back and tells him to cheer up. Bond is like, "What is your problem?" You have no idea what I'm going through. Ren, I mean, not Ren, Shima, he's like family to me. And, with him doing, I mean, with him being a part of the Illuminati, it's just too much right now. And Ren tells him to suck it up. And he also says that whenever he finds whenever he finds Shima, he's going to kill Shima. And then he's going to kill himself. So I'm trying to sound all edgy, but when he says that, Ren just starts laughing like crazy. I don't know why he said that he's gonna kill. I mean, obviously he's just mad. He's gonna kill Shima. He's not gonna really kill him. He's gonna beat the brakes off him. He's gonna beat him pretty bad. But I don't know why he'll kill himself after killing Shima. I don't know. But like I said, Ren he starts to laugh at him, and after he laughs at him, he says, "This is sort of like my situation. Back when you guys didn't know that I was a demon, well, half demon, I just thought you guys hated me and didn't want anything to do with me. That made me feel sad. But really, you guys wanted to protect me and do better. You guys always had me on your mind, so I wouldn't get into trouble or anything bad happened to me. This exact same situation is happening with Shima right now. And he needs friends like that. Friends that are so mad at him for whatever he's doing to blow their top off. And Bond gets really mad and starts punching towards Ren. Now he's not like trying to, well, probably he is trying to punch him. He plays trying to punch him, especially because after he said all that, Ren was trying to make fun of him, saying that he's crying because he's like, "Oh, hold up a second, is that a tear? Oh, let me see a tear. Are you crying, big guy?" He was really trying to make fun of him, but he's always punching towards Ren. Probably not trying to hit him, but maybe he is trying to hit him. And Ren is like, hey, that's good. That anger is good. Hey, he's not gonna be too happy when you beat his butt. When you beat the brakes off him, you're not gonna be too happy. But he's gonna need that butt whooping eventually. And when Ren said that about his situation, I was like, I guess. I mean, I remember last season, like that whole situation got me so mad because you obviously if you watch Blue Exorcist, this is a nice shot of everybody. If you watch Blue Exorcist, you know that when a Maimon came in during our forest exercise or our forest like trial, he was about to kill everybody and Ren like unsheathed this blade, blue flames came out and nobody knew at the time and they were like really surprised. And I'm like, yo, why is everybody mad at Ren? Like everybody's gonna calling him a monster. Oh, get away from me! Why would you let something like that in here? And that continued on through like halfway through season two. And I'm like, what? Because the last half of season one is not canon, so just take that out. But all that stuff was continuing on to the second half of season two. And I'm like, what? What is our problem? Like Ren was protecting y'all and stuff like that. I was so mad when that happened. He was clearly protecting you guys, and I guess you can say that some of the same situation, but at the same time, I don't know, dog. I don't know. I don't know if I call it the same situation. And the way the actor was ridiculous. Here's another nice shot of everybody standing here, especially because after that whole ruckus, Yukio finally ran back over like, "What are y'all doing?" And he looked at them and he goes, "Oh, just the usual, just them goofing off for no reason." Excuse me. So after that, we cut over to Izumo, and she wakes up, and Shima comes in to greet her. They talk for a little bit, but Shima, I mean not Shima. I was trying to get this shot real quick. Izumo's like, obviously really shocked about the whole situation that she's here, that Shima's the traitor, and this is what Shima looks like in his Illuminati gear and everything. Last episode, I was saying that I'm guessing his Keurig changed color because he's a part of Illuminati now. 'Cause I went back to some of my episode reviews during season two, and yeah, all the Keurigs they were golden, they were yellow gold, and this is like, oh, sorry, this is like bronze, brown color. I'm like, what happened to his Keurig? Why is it brown like that? I'm guessing because it more matches like the Illuminati colors. That's what I'm guessing. So either like, yeah, that's like a brand new one, or he like dyed it or something. I don't really know. But Izumo's not really talking. It's just really Shima trying to cheer her up. But then the doors open, and a bunch of Illuminati people walk in, and they wheel in this one lady in a wheelchair that's all bandaged up. Her face is like half her face is jeez, half her face is like cut up. Her nails are peeled off. She's like crying, and she's just begging Izumo to help her. And it's revealed that this lady is her mom. Like this is This is so sad. Like, they've been doing who knows what to this lady for years, man. Like, look at this. This was so sad, bro. I'm telling you. Like, this made my stomach turn. This made my stomach turn. I remember, I told you that last episode. When I was watching this last episode and this one, my family was over and they brought pizza and I'm eating pizza. I'm watching last episode and this episode. When this came up, I was like, eating. Oh, goodness. I couldn't eat. I had to wait till like the next few scenes to eat my pizza again. Like, this was just so sad. Like they just done just who knows what to this woman. Like, gee, the Illuminati suck. They suck so much. But obviously seeing her mother in that state, he's almost just frozen with fear. Like she doesn't know what to do. Like she's like, oh my goodness, like this is my mother. And then some fat guy walks in with blonde hair and glasses, and his name's Gidoween, and this guy sucks. So he walks in and he's talking about how they made some what did he say? He was saying that they've been doing experiments and stuff on obviously Izumo's mom for the past few years. They need Izumo because she's sort of worn out because you can see how she looks. And Izumo said this wasn't the deal. I was supposed to go to cram school and become an exorcist second class to become a second class tamer. But he says, look, through our breakthrough with your mother, we're able to put a demon inside of a human body without them being a next level up exorcist. And that's the breakthrough that we made by experimenting on your mother. She's finally been good for something. And he flicks her. I'm like, yo, like in this room, I'm seeing it fall. That is so, I hate characters like this, man. Oh, I mean, that's the point. That's the point of this character. This is the guy get on me. But man, that guy sucks. Like, no respect for human life. No respect for it. He just evil. Right into the core. My goodness. Anyway, he says that hey, if we can't use a mother anymore, and we can't use you, all we really have to do is find another Izumo. And the only other Izumo is, hinting at Izumo's little sister. But obviously, Izumo doesn't want her little sister to go through whatever her mother went through. So she says, hey, I'll do it. It's okay. And he goes, hey, that's good. Your little sister is a bit too little. That's so dumb. And he goes, that's good. And he rolls Izumo's mom out, and he says that the first thing in the morning he's going to do a full um not full examine a full physical on Izumo. And if he passes the physical, then they're gonna get right to it. And everybody walks out, and Seema tries to walk out, and he tells her like, "Hey, this room has like a spell binding thing up there, so you can't summon your familiars, and they're always watching you. So don't try no funny business. Just do what they say, and everything should work out." So he goes to walk out the room, and then Izumo grabs his arm, saying, "Hey, you're not gonna leave me, are you?" He asks if he can like stay and talk to her, and they go, "Yeah, it's fine, but we don't remember. We're always watching." He looks up and it's like, camera, camera, this cameras all over this place. He goes, "Yeah, it makes sense." So then we pan over, well, not pan, we cut over to Mephisto, and he's making a new barrier for True Cross Academy. And I don't know how this makes a new barrier, but he's making like a whole like fortress out of playing cards. I mean, look at this. He's making a whole fortress out of playing cards. Now, obviously, I don't know exactly how this works. So, I don't know exactly how this works, but yeah, it's just a bunch of playing cards. So while he's doing this, Sierra, she walks in and he can tell that you should probably go back to the hospital. When that seraphim blew up, you were pretty close to it. You got sent flying, and you hurt your left side pretty badly. You really should be standing up right now. So he goes, yeah, whatever. Where's Yuki and everybody? He goes, oh, them. I sent them and Takara out to go get the traitor Sema and to go get Izumo back. She's like, what? The traitor isn't Takara? And you just sent a bunch of ex-wives to go? He goes, hey, what am I supposed to do? All the grown-ups are very busy handling all those demons that got let out and trying to fix all the barriers on each sect. We're going to need to send like a little core of our team. But I am going to send some help when I can. And whilst he's talking and yelling at him, her her injury flares up and she falls over. So Mephisto calls some people in to bring her back to the hospital. And then Yukio calls in Mephisto at the exact same moment. And then we pan over to what Yukio's doing. And yeah, they made it. They made it to Anari's shrine. And he goes, well, it kind of looks like a big festival. Like, they really love foxes here. Which makes sense. And this place at the hat right now is called Fox Alley. big old place. I mean, look at it. It looks like the fair. It looks like at the fair right now, which is so funny. And yeah, we get a little montage of just everything that they have here. So while they're standing around trying to figure out, where exactly are we gonna, look around to find out where Izumo is, they realize that Takara, he's gone. He slipped away when they weren't looking. Well, we can't really worry about that right now. We need to figure out where to go and what to do. So Ren, well, at first they go to like a few food shops, and then Ren just keeps going to the food shop, because he's really hungry. Yukio says that he's gonna do some snooping around over here. Everybody else just keep an eye on Ren. Make sure he doesn't do anything stupid, please. Yukio goes to the shrine, and he comes back over to a rooftop when it cuts to later that day, and everybody else is on the rooftop too. So when they go over to the rooftop, they go over some information. Number one, they notice that most of the people here are really just focused on like the tourist attractions and stuff. There's not really a lot of people at the actual Yunari shrine, which is kind of crazy. You would assume they go to the shrine. That's number one. Number two, there is this pamphlet thing that says published by the Inari Light Foundation. And that sounds awfully familiar to Illuminati. So they probably own this and it sounds really familiar. That's number two. Number three, Konokomaru, Yukio, and a few other people, they've been hearing a lot from the locals that there's this apartment complex that everybody wants to get into. This apartment complex is called the Light of Urinari, or like Peace of Urinari. Like it's a big apartment complex that everybody wants to get into for some reason. And they look over to the side, and yeah, it's huge. It's gigantic. It has like golden foxes on top of it, and that's kind of suspicious. And then Takara, he comes out of nowhere with a fox doll. He said that he's been looking around for a weird enough doll to put a familiar inside of it. And if you saw, his puppet has a piece of paper. That piece of paper is the receipt for this for this other puppet. Yo, he gives Yukio the receipt, and he goes, "Hey, the order owes me 1.2 million yen." Yukio's like, "What? That's so much money!" And he starts to summon Izumo's familiar to put it inside that fox doll so they can talk to it. And I don't know what the conversion rate is because it's a lot different. Because it's like I've seen a lot of animes and different TV shows where they'd be like, you know, oh, this is only like 5,000 yen. This is cheap. I'm like 5,000. How's that cheap? Or they'll say some crazy number like that and be like, oh, this is a little bit or this is a lot. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense based off that. And I remember I think it was the fourth My Hero movie, Your Next movie that came out. I remember like a week or two after it came out, I saw a post that was like it made 1 billion yen or something like that, or three. Like, it made some crazy number. I'm like, hey, it's doing good. It's only been out for like 2 weeks, and then they said they converted to real money. Well, not real, obviously yen is real money, but they converted it to like USA money, and that's only like 60 million. That's not a lot. But hitting 1 billion, 1 million, that's two different things. So I don't know what the conversion rate is, but I guess in this case, 1 million yen is 1 million yen. Because usually it sounds a bit different, but yeah, it's about the same. So we got over to Izumo and Sima talking, and while they're talking, Sima says that he's been with the Illuminati for about 6 months. He doesn't really know about Izumo's whole life and situation. All he said was one day he bumped into Toto. When he bumped into Toto, he says that hey, you want to join the Illuminati? So he did, and he sold her a picture. I mean, they sold him a picture of Izumo and to keep an eye on all the students in the cram school, but specifically her. He said he didn't have a problem with that because it means she looked cute. He he wouldn't mind keeping his eyes on a cute girl. And what else? He's been in it for 6 months. He bumped into Total. That's how he joined. He what else did he see ask him? Oh yeah, she was like, why would you do this? Because you're part of, your whole family is a part of the Knights of the True Cross and everything. And he goes, well, I got sick of it. My brothers, Bond, Konokomaru, my dad, I got sick of the whole thing. So joining Illuminati didn't seem like a bad deal. Lying and deceiving people, kind of a sweet gig, don't you think? And he just starts like he doesn't like start laughing evilly. He just like starts looking to the side like at me. Hey, it was something to do. And he's almost like getting madder and madder, and it slaps him hard. And she goes, the biggest fool is the people who get tricked. And Shima goes, well, I guess that's enough talking for today. You seem pretty mad. But here's this doll that they had on you. I'm pretty sure you want it back. He gives her that little fox doll, and he walks out. And he also says that he kind of thought that they too, both of them, were somewhat kindred spirits. They're kind of the same. And Izumo starts thinking to herself. She goes, well, I guess we are kind of the same. Nobody really knows my true history or my true story, not even Paku. I can't trust anyone. And then we cut back over to Takara and the Fox doll. At first, he was kind of resistant on telling them anything. He didn't really want to say nothing. But he goes, you know what? If you guys really are trying to help Izumo, I guess I can tell you the history of Izumo, exactly what's going on here. So he says this all started taking place 5 years ago with 11-year-old Izumo and exactly what happened on that day. And then we get the credits. So we don't find out exactly what happened. But yeah, good episode. After that part, there's a few more things like that in this season with like Izumo's mom. Like just got, I was like, oh no, my stomach was turning. I feel so bad for her mom. That was sad. That is so sad. But yeah, we'll get to know everything that's gonna happen next episode and episode after that. So, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all later. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all later, being one human beings, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. All right.